And this says cream cheese contains 50% fewer calories per tablespoon than does butter. I have a question. What are we talking about?
Consumption of calories
Okay. And calories of like everything or specific items?
of dairy products.
Did we talk about dairy products or did we mention the name of the product?
Okay, so it will be cheese and butter.
Awesome. Cheese and butter. We are talking about only these two things, nothing beyond that. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we are saying that which one has fewer calories?
Cheese.
Cheese has fewer calories. So looks like it's better, right? And
Yeah.
again, what's the quantity? What quantity of comparison?
50%.
No, 50% is fewer,
Okay.
but
Mm-hmm.
what do we have? Tablespoon, right? Only one
Yeah.
tablespoon
Yes.
comparison. Like I can't compare 2 tablespoons of butter with 1 tablespoon of cream cheese. No, then it will be equal calories.
Yes.
Right, because we have to see what are we talking about. So we're talking about just 1 tablespoon of cream cheese and just 1 tablespoon of butter, and then we have a valid comparison that okay, the quantity is same. They are both 1 tablespoon each, and the cream cheese one has 50% fewer calories. So looks like it's a better option to consume. And so on that basis, the author says, therefore, a bagel with cream cheese is more healthier than is a bagel with butter on it. Now, looks like it's a valid conclusion because we just said that cream cheese that has 50% fewer calories in 1 tablespoon is a better choice. So, yes, it's more healthier. On one reading, you may feel that this is a very strong argument. There is no problem in the argument. But it's not a very logical argument. And why
Mm-hmm.
not? Because sometimes the facts support the conclusion, but they are not enough to support the conclusion. And that is called finding a logical flaw in an argument. People who are good at reading and good at inferring information need really sharp critical reasoning skills. If you read something, you should know exactly what is the conclusion and not anywhere above or below what has been stated or somewhere going haywire from there. So premise or the evidence or the fact only told me 1 tablespoon and calorie and cheese and butter. We were only talking about this. My conclusion is far from what we were talking. From tablespoon, I have moved to a bagel. A bagel is like a loaf of bread or bun. So now it's not necessary that everybody will use the same quantity in one bagel, right? What if I have a bagel of butter and I have a bagel of cheese, but in the bagel of cheese, I have put like 2, 3 spoons of of cheese, but in the bagel with butter, I have put a different number of tablespoons. Then this comparison will be invalid, right?
Yes.
Am I right? So the
Yeah.
shift of language is happening. From 1 tablespoon, I am now concluding about a bagel, and that's why it's not a very logical argument. In order to believe this argument, I will have to say that only if everyone uses the same number of tablespoons on a piece of bagel, then yes, this is the right argument. Okay, this is one thing to know. Shift of language. How the language has shifted. And even when on first time reading, we felt that it's a very good argument, there are gaps in the argument. So definitely not a very good argument. In the same way, where is health coming from? From the concept of calories, because fewer calorie is equal to maybe better health. That's what we are trying to say. But then we will also have to assume that only if calorie is the criteria for measuring health, then yes, the one which has fewer calories is more healthier. But what if other than calories, many other things can be responsible for health, like vitamin count, mineral count, potassium, calcium? We don't know. Is it clear so far?
Yes.
Awesome. So, what we have tried to understand here is sometimes a writer or a communicator who's speaking or who's writing, they have an idea and they have a conclusion based on what they think. But it probably has a gap between the premise or the fact and the conclusion. They are not closely related. There are gaps and flaws in between, and that's where the disconnect happens. So, it is very important for someone to understand critical reasoning by paying attention to each and every word that we are saying, the concept of that word, the meaning of that word. If the conclusion is an extreme conclusion which is far from what you stated earlier, this is not going to be understood in the same manner by the reader. So there should be no assumptions.